This is a photograph from New York. It already has some basic adjustments on it. Nothing, no rocket science here. Little exposure, little shadows, little clarity. Needs to be cropped. This was, I was doing this shoot for this training movie, and I was photographing this guy. He's a Broadway performer, and this guy was walking down the Brooklyn Bridge, and I was like, hey, can we take your picture too? And he was like, okay. And look at the guy, you know, classic is he, you know, classic New Yorker. Yeah. Question, real quick?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment that you can also save presets.
Yes. Yes, in that
That
panel.
makes life way easier.
Yes, yes. Great comment. So if you didn't catch that, you can save and work with your own presets in there. As, of course, you can in Lightroom too, right? So there's presets all over the place. So maybe if anything else, it's just a shout out to think about how you could use some presets. All right, these guys, last tip. This is a really cool tip. Landscape, architecture, trees, whatever. It's HDR toning. Sounds weird. You're gonna think this is horrible. Stick with me. So we duplicate the image duplicate. The reason why you have to do that is you have to have 2 versions of the file for this to work. We go to HDR toning. That was too fast, wasn't it? Sorry. We go to HDR toning, image adjustments, HDR toning on a duplicate file. When you do HDR toning, it flattens the image. So anything you've done is now flat. It'll ask you, hey, you flatten it. With HDR toning, there's this great slider called the detail slider. And if I were being really thoughtful, I could actually craft how I want this to look, but I'm not. I'm just going to, I'm going to just say, okay. The image looks crazy, I think horrible. It looks like it's deep fried, right? And it loses some of the authenticity. But if we bring this one over, lots of ways to bring over, drag the image to the tab, or just pull the tab out, drag it over, and I hold down the Shift key. That's going to bring it over in a way that it's registered so they're the same. And then take my blending mode to photographer's favorite blending mode, which is, and what's the shortcut to get there? It's hard to remember. Shift Option F, Shift Alt F on Windows. Let's go into these guys here and just take a look at this without even doing anything. Do you see a little snap I'm getting? See a little texture I'm getting? Works really well, like on fabric or jeans. Do you apply it to the whole image? Not necessarily. Sometimes in fashion photographs, what I'll do is, like with jeans, I'll do this and I'll just paint it into the jeans, and it makes them just have this little nice texture to them. It also works really well, landscapes, trees, and different things. Could we have crafted that even more? Heck yeah. But I at least wanted to show you that because I think many people are overlooking that. It's a great way to add some stuff into the image. So, in summary, okay, whole reason I want to do this is just to get in your brain what we covered. Lightroom and then a little bit of Camera Raw, not as much as I'd hoped, but the basic controls, those sliders are really important. And also what we learned there was the color temperature is one that we often overlook, right? Talked about selective adjustments where we can paint in things or use gradients or radials, and that's really important to brighten or darken different areas, whether it's fixing shadows under eyes or who knows what. The grayscale controls where we darken sky or we brighten skin. Batch processing just where we have a little more speed with the stuff that we're doing. And then finally looking at how we can use Photoshop, either Camera Raw or maybe some kind of special effects like using or HDR toning, yeah. And so I think on that, and then I just want to highlight maybe a couple, my little last thing is highlight that, you know, my stuff, if you're curious, is just my domain name, Chris Orwig, and then I have tutorials. You can Google those, and they're all over the place. All right, with that, I am officially done. Any questions or comments as we wrap?
I do have one final question.
Yes.
Since when have you been growing your beard?
Yes, well...
We had a couple of people tune in, they're like, I didn't know Chris had a beard now.
Yes, well, when Creative Live called to ask me to do this, I started growing it because it was for Pacific. No, I've had it just for a while, and my family, my daughter, before Christmas, so it's been a few months, she said, Dad, the only thing I want for Christmas is that you shave your beard. And I said, Annika, you know when you say that, it just makes my beard grow longer. And she was like, Dad.
Good answer.
So anyway, it's just been kind of fun, and yeah, but it is fitting. There's a lot of other guys with beards here, which is cool.
That's right, that's right. Here
I feel
in
like
Seattle.
in Santa Barbara, not really, but up here, there's a lot of guys, so yeah.